What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode number 78 today of the My Player Career Mode. We're going to do this episode a little bit differently. We're going to start off with the first game being post-com. Then we're going to jump into some live-com with some face-cam gameplay for you all to enjoy, because we do have two, I would say, not necessarily vitally important, but still important games nonetheless. So, as we check out what kind of games we're going to be playing in today's episode, you can see we're going to start with the Manchester Derby as a post-com, moving into the PSV second leg of the quarter-final of the Champions League as a live-com, the semi-finals of the FA Cup as a live-com as well, and then I was going to go back to the Arsenal game as post-com, but in the end, I just decided I'd do it live as well. So, we are going to start today's episode off as a post-com situation. I don't know if you guys like this kind of format. I just decided I wanted to give you guys a live episode. And I did read through a couple of comments who were saying in the past, why don't I do like important games as like live with Facecam? And in many ways, the semi-final of the FA Cup is kind of important in the aspect that Ben hasn't won it yet. So if he can get through to the final by beating Arsenal in today's episode, then that would be quite important for him. And I would say he's like kind of journeying football, his career, let's call it. But the first game that is going to be of today's episode is the Manchester Derby at the Etihad Stadium. And let me say this. Going into this game, I was very, very surprised with the City team. There's aspects of it that are very good, but then there's aspects of it that I kind of thought to myself, I would expect City to have better. I'm not going to lie. I looked at their side and I wasn't really that worried. I saw the Man United team against the City team and I was like, well, I think that United probably have the better of the two teams going into this game. But, of course, we know that football isn't played on paper. It is always played on grass, as the old joke goes. But regardless, of course, it doesn't matter who you've got. All that matters is that on the day, you play the better of the two teams. So, live from the Etihad, it is the Manchester Derby for you all to enjoy. And things started off pretty well for Manchester United. They got on the front foot inside the first 5 minutes. Anthony Martial finding a pass backwards. Eventually, Pogba gives it off to Ben, who turns and unleashes a strike from the edge of the area that goes golden for the away side. And he gives his team the lead inside the first 6 minutes. It's disappointing from Manchester City's goalkeeper, Ederson. I would have felt he would have done better with this one. If you watch it from a different angle, though, there is a little bit of ferocity on the shot behind it from Ben, and there is a bit of swerve. But you have to say, the goalkeeper, this isn't the greatest goalkeeper you're likely to see in your life. You know, he's got to do a lot better with that. So after that goal went in, guys, I did bump up the computer side of things of the goalkeeper to 70. We used to play it on 65, but I bumped up to 70 just for the series to make it a bit more difficult. But yeah, it was still not great goalkeeping from Ederson, and things didn't get much better for City because, again, Ben was pretty much running the show at this stage. Nice little ball down the line to Romelu. Romelu eventually gives it back to Ben. You can see, watch this. Takes on one City defender, gets past him. It's Umtiti, goes past another one, gets inside. And you just have to show him, if you can, onto his right foot. Because if he gets it on his left, 9 times out of 10, the shot's going on target. And it's going to test the goalkeeper. There's literally been 2 chances in the game for Ben, and he's taken them both. Not the greatest goalkeeper from Ederson, but he can take nothing away from the run. Because he did commit a couple of defenders and just made it look so simple when he got past them. Honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. As I said, this City team, it was lacking in certain areas. There was a few, decent players in the team, like world-class players. But then where you'd expect a couple of players that maybe would have been just kind of very good, they had kind of weak players, like Toljan, for example, at fullback. I mean, I don't know. He might be quite good rated now. But at the time, I just thought to myself, with all the money they've got, they could afford better in that kind of spot. So it is disappointing from City to see them losing this derby so harshly. But another player who I was surprised to see was Jason Denayer. He gives the ball away there. Eventually, Ben gets sent through by Romelu Lukaku. Had a very good game on that day, to be honest. Linking up the play very well. Ben on course for a hat-trick. Could have tried to take it himself. Chose against that, though. Lays it off to Martins. And he is the man to make it 3 for the away side. So City completely battered at this point. I just felt like the City fans, they really kind of were disappointed by their side. They never put up a fight. There's a lot of work to be done, I think, by Pep and City. And that's probably why they're not within the title race this season. We're looking at the league table. Right now, there's only real Chelsea, Manchester United, and Spurs are the 3 sides within the shout of the title. City are not there, and you can kind of understand why. They're missing a few key players, I think, in terms of their team for it to be completed. And I feel like if they make the right signings next season, then yes, they will push back for the title. But for now, they're just not really that much of a threat. And you're seeing that here with United just taking them down, a step and destroying them by 3-0. So it's a great way to start the episode off because for United, it keeps their momentum going in the title race. and it's always nice to get a victory over your rivals, but I don't think this is the last that we're going to see of City. I do feel like they're going to get stronger from next season. I feel like this defeat here is going to have to make Pep force himself into some signings and maybe just improve their squad, because honestly, it does need a little bit of improvement. But that was the only game that is going to be post-com. Hopefully you enjoy the live part of today's episode. Of course, it's something different. And of course, I've seen people as well in the past asking me if to do face cam, face reveals. In many ways, a face cam, you can kind of see what I look like, even though that doesn't really matter because you don't really watch the videos for me. You watch it for the entertainment. But yeah, it is available. And we'll jump straight in to the live part of the episode in just a moment. Let me know in the comments down if you would like to see it in the future again, you know, the face cam part of it. Of course, I know we do it for finals, but maybe I should integrate a bit more just during the season as well. That's it from me for the post-com section. Back in a moment, guys. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. Into game 2 we go. PSV the opponents for this one. It's the second leg of our Champions League journey here with Manchester United. We are going to be doing today's episode a bit different, as you can tell. I may have introduced it already during the post-com. We're going to be doing a post-com mixed in with some live, mixed in with, again, some more post-com. So, of course, you've got 2 important games today's episode. This one against PSV in the Champions League, and the second one is a semi-final in the FA Cup against Arsenal. Of course, Ben not winning an FA Cup yet means that we have to try our best regarding that. But this game against PSV, we're over at their ground. We have a 1-0 aggregate lead. Any away goals that we score could be vital for us. I apologise, the lighting in here isn't great, guys, at the moment. It's very dull outside, and also I don't have the best lighting within the room itself anyway. So apologies for that, but hopefully, regardless, you'll still enjoy it, and we can continue Ben's, I would say, good season so far, because we're still within 4 competitions and have a chance at winning all 4. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be some tough teams in there, but I feel like we can do it. So let's get into this game against PSV and see what happens in a moment. By the way, let me know if you do prefer like this kind of style where we go some post-com, some live and stuff. But the PSV team is there for you to look at on the screen. It's not a bad side. It's not a great side, though. I feel like we have the better team and should be able to get through. I said that last episode, I think. But as I said, 1-0 aggregate lead. It's a slender lead, and it's one that we're going to have to try and improve on. But off the back of that Manchester City win, the 3-0 destroying in the Manchester derby, I'm feeling pretty confident. Hopefully the boys can do a good job today. Is Anthony Martial already on the ball? Where's Ben? There he is. Little 1-2s, maybe. Nope, quite. Martial's back through, though. Shoot, Martial! Should have been 1-0. It's a good opportunity. Nice work from Ben to feed him through. And I think Martial's got to do better with that one there. But Ben again on the ball, causing PSV a little bit of danger. He's got Martial again. He's brought down. Martial's through again. It's 1-0 United already. Inside 5 minutes. And Manchester United take the lead in this Champions League tie. Tell you what, Ben started this game off really, really well. Great turn of number 8. He tries to bring him down when he realises it might be too late. Martial's through on goal. He slots it underneath the legs of the goalkeeper. It is agonising for PSV, sorry. Oh, man, the keeper there is so close to keeping that one out. It's got hurt as well where it hit him, may I add. But for United, they won't care. It's the away goal I was talking about, and it's 2-0 aggregate. Pretty much the best dream start they could have hoped for. Anthony Martial's had a bit of a busy first 10 minutes here. He was in just before that as well, but what a start to this game. Pogba into Ben, whose turn is decent. Gives it to Matic. Matic to Martial. Martial to Ben. Ben, little one around the corner. Milik! What is that shot? Milik! It's another fantastic move from United, and Milik there has basically breathed on it. He didn't even get any power behind that at all. What a move, though, from United again. PSV are really struggling to cope with this attacking threat that United have. Here is Martins. Martins with a little 1-2 maybe with Ben. He does get it back from him as well. This is good play. Martins cross deep. It's going to be in the hands of the goalkeeper, who doesn't really deal with it very well, to be honest. They will clear it away. But, yeah, as I said, United are in full control of this match. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. United are through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. I mean, it's only 1-0. It's not like they completely battered PSV, but they were in control pretty much. It never really was in threat mode for United. So they go through. We'll see what their draw is going to be in a moment's time, but another very, very good performance. I mean, look at that. They kept PSV to 0 shots. Very good performance. Spurs winning against Dortmund 2-1. We'll see what the draw is in just a moment for this Champions League. Spurs are through regardless, having beaten Dortmund over the 2 legs by 4-2. PSG did beat Chelsea in the first game, and Liverpool did beat Barca, so there's potential for it to be a all-English semi-final, because one of them is going to have to be an all-English semi-final if Liverpool get through against Barca. Who did actually Real Madrid get knocked out? They got knocked out by PSV. So Ben's former club, I didn't actually check that before, were knocked out by the team that Ben had just knocked out with Manchester United. So, yeah, difficult for Real Madrid. I mean, I don't particularly know what's going wrong there. Well, actually, now I've looked at that, I want to see exactly what's going on in Spain. Because I want to see if Real Madrid are on course for a third consecutive La Liga title or if they're struggling this season. So, let's go to Spain. They're struggling. Wait. What? Something's not quite right there. Yeah, something isn't quite right because apparently they've only played 2 games. Unless we glitch the game by Ben, like, obviously leaving the club and then coming to Manchester United after those games have started. That might be a glitch, but I don't know. Weird. Okay, the draw has been made for the Champions League. We're about to see who Manchester United and Ben have pulled in the next round. I think Spurs are in there, which of course is Ben's former club, so that could be quite interesting for the Spurs. Obviously, we don't know who won out of Barcelona and Liverpool, and we don't know who won out of PSG and Chelsea, so we'll check that out right now. But whoever we get, it's going to be tough. There's some very good sides left in this competition, so I'm going to go to the right. There it is, and when it loads, they've got Spurs. What are the odds of that? United will take on Ben's former club in the form of Tottenham Hotspur in the semi-final of the Champions League. Remember, Spurs are currently the only English side that Ben won a Premier League title with, and they are the side that he might have to knock out on a course for another Champions League final. Barcelona got through against Liverpool on penalties, and PSG did beat Chelsea, so the other semi-final is Barca versus PSG. So for United to get through, they could be coming up against PSG or Barca, but to get there, they have to beat Ben's former club in the former Spurs. That is a very, very good game and a very good tie. I'm happy with that. Hopefully you guys are excited for that as well. I can't wait. It's going to be such a good game. But for now, we're going to get into the next game that we're going to be doing live, and that is the semi-final of this FA Cup. Arsenal against Manchester United. I'm hoping it's going to be a good game. Of course, I think the other sides in this are still Chelsea and Newcastle. So, again, Chelsea's certainly difficult. Newcastle aren't a bad side by any stretch of the imagination. So if they get through it, it's still going to be tough. It is at Wembley, so it's a chance to play at Wembley for Ben. We haven't really had any England games recently. I've noticed that about this series. We've been lacking some England games. But, of course, there is a competition at the end of this year in-game. So we will be able to see Ben in action for the World Cup at the end of this season. So that's still to come. But let's get into this one here against Arsenal. Semi-final at Wembley. Come on, lads. On course for another cup final. One of the ones that Ben still needs to win. And they can do it here by beating Arsenal and getting through to the final. I'm actually kind of intrigued to see who Arsenal have in terms of their team this year. Because I know it's a decent side, but it's one I think we should still be able to play well against. So let's find out who they've got in their locker and who they have on their bench to bring on and change the game. But it's back to Wembley. It's nice to be playing here again. And for Ben, he's going to be hopefully having a nice experience with England later on down the line. But as I said, we've missed like a few England. We haven't played many England games recently, which I'm a bit disappointed with. But we will be able to see Ben back in an England shirt for the World Cup later on, as I just mentioned. But this side of Arsenal's, I'm seeing Mbolo, I'm seeing Thomas Lemar there. This is going to be interesting. Players to watch. Thomas Lemar on the Arsenal side, Ben on the Manchester United side. So, yeah, I've seen Mbolo. I've seen Thomas Lemar. Who else have they got? That's going to be the question mark. I don't really know the full Arsenal team. I know sometimes they have Kingsley Coman in there, so he might be there as well. Okay, so I see Dalbert, Bellerin still there. I don't know a few of the guys that I just saw there. We've got Mohamed El Neni leading the line as a captain. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Carrying on, I don't recognise that guy there, that number 43. But we'll find out. I want to see if Kingsley Coman's there, because if he is, he's just such a pain to deal with. So they've got Shaw, they've got Mbolo, there he is, Lamar. Anyway, let's go, boys. Team for Arsenal is that on the screen. William Carvalho's there. They don't actually have Kingsley Coman. They've got a decent bench, though, and a decent side, actually, as their starting 11. Not too bad, actually. So we know the Man United team. Let's get into this game at Wembley and watch Ben and hopefully his United teammates advance through to an FA Cup final. Here is Martins, sent through from Ben. Martins trying to whip a cross in. They will get a corner nice and early here. Manchester United, hopefully this might be a chance for 1-0. Got big Romelu Lukaku in the middle. What can he do from it? It's crossed towards Rafael Varane, who wins the header. And I think he's inches away from giving United the lead in this game. That is exactly the man you would want on this. Raphael Varane. He heads wide. I don't really think the goalkeeper had that covered, to be honest. He didn't look all that, confident. But Varane's header wasn't on target, so it didn't actually matter. It's a disappointing header from what you'd expect better from Raf. Oh, Embolo's shot, and it has to be saved by David. I didn't think for a second that was even going to test David De Gea, but it kind of, I don't know, it was a weird shot. He never really caught it correctly, but then David De Gea wasn't so sure. He pushed it away with his right hand. Or left hand, sorry. I don't know, it wasn't that great a shot, to be honest. And, that's somehow nearly caught him out. They've whipped it across themselves. They've won the header, but once again, the heading on show today hasn't been fantastic. Another one going wide. It was actually David De Gea's left hand that made that save. But yeah, as I said, it was a weird shot. I didn't think it was going to test the Spaniard in net, but it did. And he had to make the save. Oh, well played, Ben. As he commits the defender, looks for the cross. They're going to get a corner from this one. I don't think there was really too much to do. Lukaku was a bit too close for the cross. I could have tried to hit it across the floor, I guess, and see how that's going to work. That's a great cross. And there is Pogba with the header, the latest one of all the headers. And yet again, chance goes wasted. I can't believe this game. Honestly, we're having a few too many headers. It just aren't good enough, I'm afraid. And as we go into half-time, it is currently still all square here at Wembley. It's been a disappointing first half. There's been chances kind of for both teams, but neither one of them really having a clear-cut one-on-one opportunity. So we definitely need to improve on that front. There's been a few half chances as well, times when you've kind of got a little bit worried because maybe the ball's been given away in an area where it shouldn't do. As we say that, Matic gives it away, but Ben wins it straight back. But look at this. He won it back, and there's absolutely nothing for him to do, so he has to go backwards. Pogba, chance. Why is he passing that? In fact, it might be good. That's an overlapping shot, and it's 1-0 Manchester United. I'm going to eat my words because, honestly, I expected Pogba to just smash that. Instead, he sends through, I think it was Jota in the end, who laid it off to the fullback, and he has given us a 1-0 lead with 20 minutes to go. There's a question mark about offside there. None of the Arsenal players really appealing for it, though, as Jota receives it, feeds Conan, and he finishes it off with a left foot. Very tidy finish indeed from the fullback. And that gives United the lead in this game, which otherwise has been not too fantastic. Very, very slow play on the ball today from pretty much both sides, and neither of them have really created a very good chance. But it doesn't matter as long as you find one that you need, and that's what's happened. Lacazette trying to get on the end of that one isn't going to be able to do so. There's 15 minutes to go, and United will be through to an FA Cup final. Sorry, I was going to say semi-final, but it's not. It will be a final if they can hold on to this. Come on, boys. Oh, great play from Lukaku. Here is Ben. Sees his man over on the other side. Looks to use him as well. He should have probably chipped that one towards Martins, but instead he tried to whip it with pace and doesn't quite get it past the first defender. But all United need to worry about now is defending. Good cross whipped in. Pogba's up there to challenge. Doesn't quite win it. The header is won, and it's come towards Ben, who flicks it backwards. And United will have to restart the attack. It's not very good, this, at the moment. Uh-oh. There is a man over on the other side here if Arsenal can use him. It is Ben trying to track back. Lacazette will feed his teammate on this right-hand side. David De Gea palms it. For a second, I thought it was going straight to Lacazette's feet. And I thought Arsenal had found their equaliser. Cross towards the middle. De Gea comes out to punch. Ben trying to win that up in the air. He doesn't win it. It's going to fall back for an Arsenal man. And it's all pandemonium. Lacazette to score. Why is he completely in the middle on his own? All United had to do was defend. It feels like they're on all-out attack. I don't understand it. There was literally 4 players back from Manchester United, and Arsenal had everybody up. And Lacazette was in the middle completely on his own to finish the move off. I don't get what happened there. I'm going to have to review this, because look at this. How on earth is that actually just hang on. Look how many Manchester United players there is back. Pogba, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's played through by Xhaka to Lacazette, who is completely on his own. I can't believe that. 5 minutes to go, and Arsenal have got their equaliser. Unbelievable. And that has been one of United's problems this season, is not being able to defend when they take the lead in games. They've cost themselves many points in the Premier League because of it, and now it might come back to cost them in this semi-final. Why are you not... Zielinski, don't do it. What is he doing? Why are we on all-out attack, actually? We took the lead there. I don't understand why we went on to all-out attack as soon as taking the lead. Carvalho beaten by Ben, who continues his run in towards the middle. Ben with a strike. It's 2-1 Manchester United. 90th minute winner, it looks like, anyway, from Ben. And United fans cannot believe... I can't believe this. I don't know how that's beaten Lopez. To be honest, I think it's a driven shot by Ben, the reason it's gone in. Good play to beat Carvalho, and after that, Arsenal just didn't know where to go. They didn't know to trap the runner or go to the ball. And that is not the cleanest strike. Maybe Lukaku, or who is it? Lukaku. Maybe the jump over from Lukaku is what confused the goalkeeper. Maybe he thought he was going to take a deflection, possibly. But it doesn't matter because it's gone through Lukaku, gone underneath the goalkeeper, just to the side of him. And just like that, United are through to an FA Cup final. I honestly don't understand what has just happened. 5 minutes to go, they conceded a goal, which they honestly shouldn't have conceded, United. Just shows their inconsistency defending again. And after that, they've gone up the other end, and Ben's given them the win. And they're going through to the final. As I said, crazy. Just absolutely crazy. One more look at that goal, though. He beats Carvalho there with a nice step over. Oh, sorry, the ball roll. Gets through, shrugs off Bellerin. I've got to say, Lopez has got to do better. He has to do better than that, I'm afraid. Lacazette did give him the equaliser here as well. I think it was Xhaka through to him. And it's just a tidy finish from the Frenchman. And then, of course, we took the lead through Conan in the 70th minute. But it was decent up until that point. And it was a good game. Overall, though, I'm happy because United are through to the FA Cup final. It's another chance for Ben to win it. Of course, he did get defeated at Spurs when he played in the FA Cup final. So it's round 2, I guess you can say. We'll see who they're going to be facing in just a moment after the draw has been done and after the other game has been played, but that's decent. So the draw has been made, and it is actually going to be Chelsea in the FA Cup final. What a season, man. They've got to play Spurs in the Champions League. They've got to take on Chelsea in the FA Cup, and not only that, but they're fighting both Spurs and Chelsea for the title. United are on 70 points right now, Chelsea on 68, and Spurs on 68 as well, but Spurs have played an extra game. This is crazy. Honestly, so crazy. They're fighting for the title, they're fighting for the FA Cup, and potentially, in the Champions League, they're going to knock one or the other out in there. It's just crazy. So, last game of today's episode, I'm not going to go back to postcom, we may as well finish it off live. It's another game against Arsenal, this time around in the Premier League, at Old Trafford. Just to let you know, guys, in the first game of the episode, I did bump up after the Manchester derby the goalkeeper to 70 rather than having it on 65 just to make it a bit more tough for Ben. But yeah, let's go into this game, the final game of today's episode. Hopefully pick up 3 points because it's so close at the top of the table in the Prem. And we'll see what's going to happen. We've got an FA Cup final to look forward to. Potentially a Champions League final. The semi-final is going to be good enough anyway against Spurs, the 2 legs. I can't wait for that. Against Ben's former club. Could you imagine the abuse he's going to get at Wembley when we go into that game? It's going to be so funny. But, and there's a Premier League as well on offer. Potential for the quad. As you saw his tweet the other day, 1 down, 3 to go. Let's see if we can make any movements on this Premier League title with the final game right now. Let's go. So the side for Arsenal is pretty much the same one we just faced a minute ago. So I guess they want a little bit of revenge on us for knocking them out of the semi-final, the FA Cup. We'll see if they can get it. It's at Old Trafford this time around, so, you know, we have the home advantage. Last time it was at a neutral ground in the form of Wembley. Although it is kind of in London, so in many ways, the Arsenal are closer to home than we were. We'll see what's going to happen, though. Of course, it's difficult when I'm playing against my favourite club, man, but you have to knock them out when you got to knock them out, and that's the way it goes. 3 minutes into this game, Arsenal already creating 1 chance, but David is going to come out and collect that every single day of the week. Oh, Arsenal are in. It's 1-0. Oh, David De Gea, what a save! I'm getting frustrated this half because United have really lacked anything. They've not shown anything. Oh, my goodness me. It's 1-0. This game sometimes, honestly, like, I just don't know. Arsenal, they haven't been good enough to take the lead in this half, but United haven't been good enough to not deserve to lose this half. Like, United at home have shown absolutely nothing compared to what they showed in the semi-final, and that's the reason they're 1-0 down. And the way the goal just went in there is the worst way possible. It just like, you know, you're looking forward, and there's never an attacking run actually being made. I understand playing 1 up front's difficult and everything, but Milik just is non-existent with the runs he's making. There's no run coming from him. Ben finds him with a nice pass. Martin's now on the overlap. Finds Milik again. Milik What's he going to do with this? Shoots, but instead it's going to be blocked out for a corner. United are 1-0 down in this title race, and Arsenal could be the team that's going to sink them out, because if Chelsea win, they go back top by a point. Here is Ben again, looking to try and get into the area. He goes in the area, and there was nothing really on. Half-time whistle goes. United are 1-0 down. It needs a big second half in this second half. Otherwise, Chelsea will go back top if they get a victory themselves. It's not been a good first half. That just sums up this first half. Look at that pass straight back from Martins. Instead of even giving it to anybody, just gave it straight to an Arsenal player. Well done. What's he doing? That's twice within 2 minutes that he's given the ball away for no reason at all. Martins, do you know what? I'm looking at Gelson Martins and thinking, are you actually even like a good player for this United team? Because I look at him in some games and it's like he performs quite well, grabs a goal, but then you look at him in other games and it's just like he doesn't know how to play football. Arsenal in again here. Hector Bellerin gives it inside. It's going to be played out back to El Neni. El Neni short. Little 1-2. Gets it inside. That should have been 2-0. What a move from Arsenal. Again, where is the defending? United so inconsistent defensively. Again, just came from absolutely nothing. I think we're literally just going to have to try and get Ben to get a shot on the edge of the area, and that's pretty much going to be the only way that we might get back into this game. Arsenal again looking dangerous. Oh my goodness me, I thought it was 2. What's going on? Honestly, it's like they... I can't complain anymore, but United here, they don't deserve to win the title in this performance. This has been appalling. Oh, come on, last chance saloon. Milik here on the left-hand side. He's going to dribble it out. What on earth is that? That is what we've had to deal with in this game today. Don't get me wrong, we beat them last game out in the semis. It's nice to win that game. But when we're chasing a league title and you're dealing with that, trying to go forward and get an equaliser, it sums up entirely what this game has done for us today. What an appalling game this has been. Every player needs to hang their head in shame, barring David De Gea. And that's it. 90 minutes on the clock, a 1-0 defeat to Arsenal. I am not one little bit happy about that. Martins was shocking. He gave the ball away so many times. Milik dribbling out of play with 3 minutes to go in the last chance. The only player who actually put on a good show was David De Gea, and that's because he made a few decent saves. Arsenal should have run away with that game there. We were lucky to only lose it 1-0. Unbelievable. So we'll see how that's going to be detrimental to us because, again, Chelsea now have a game in hand. If they win, they go top by a point. It's now in their hands to see who wins this title with 5 games to go. I am fuming. Absolutely fuming. Chelsea, they won, so they go top by a point. With 5 games to go, we don't play Chelsea again. We have to win every game and hope that one team will do us a solid and get some points off of Chelsea. That is ridiculous. What an appalling performance. I am fuming. So that's how the league table looks then. I know my face is going to block the points, but Chelsea are on 71. Spurs are on 71 as well, but Man United do have a game in hand there, so if they win that, they'll go back in second. But goal difference-wise, it's not looking good because they're on 26, and Spurs and Chelsea are on 35 and 40 respectively. Wow, what a bad way to end today's episode off with. Shocking performance, and it looks like that might be the title race gone out of the hands of United. They're going to have to beat Southampton and hope that somebody beats Chelsea. And actually, let's check out who Chelsea still need to play. Maybe we'll be quite lucky and Chelsea have quite a few difficult games between now and the end of the season, although I'm not quite sure about it. So, in April, have they got a game to go? Let's have a look because we go all the way down the bottom. They do. They play West Ham at home. That should be a victory to Chelsea. Into May, they then take on... Where are they? I don't see them. Bournemouth at home. Followed up by Arsenal at home. Wait, they've got 3 home games in a row. Then they take on Watford away. And that's it, pretty much. So, their games aren't that tough. Might be title race kiss goodbye, but we'll try regardless our best to obviously win it. It's a disappointing way to end today's episode off, but if you did enjoy the episode regardless, a like and greatly appreciated. As always, guys, thank you so much for all of your support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you did enjoy the episode, and next episode we will be back with the games against Spurs in the Champions League semi-final, Ben's former club. It's going to be so good. Actually, we take on Spurs 3 times within the space of literally, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 days. Brilliant. And one of those is in the Premier League. If we lose that one, it's title race goodbye, pretty much. I'll catch you all for the next episode of this very, very soon, guys. Don't miss it. Also, hit subscribe if you're not already, and click the notification bell. You never miss an upload if you do that, and you will always see them when they come out. Catch you all again very soon. Adios!